G'day folks, welcome to my upgraded Razorleaf build. To do this build you will need to have at least started the Vanguard questline to get access to Vanguard ship items. You will obviously need to have completed the Mantis questline and collected the Razorleaf ship. And you will need either your own outpost with shipbuilder, or you're going to need to fly around to quite a few shipbuilding locations, including Hopetown, Deimos Star Yards, Stroud Eckland, and the New Homestead shipyards. If you've got a shipbuilder in your own outpost, you can get most of the parts there. For this build, I am level 22, and I have ship design rank 4. We are going to keep several of the Razorleaf actual original parts, including the landing bay, the engines, and the cockpit. So starting with the landing bay. I flipped it so it's facing forward. Behind the landing bay, I'm going to come over. I'm going to use the attachment method G. I'm going to put in a HopeTech storeroom. Behind the HopeTech storeroom, again, G. I'm going to go for a Deimos engineering bay B 3x1. From Deimos Diamonds, I got the 100 DP Slim Docker. You could find the Deimos Star Yards in the Sol system. I will put that underneath the HopeTech storeroom. And I also got a Nova Galactic porthole. I'm going to put that in the middle on the bottom. Okay. Behind that, I'm taking the original shielded cargo. That fits nicely at the back. We've got one crew station and what's going to be the start of our single ladder. This is fundamentally a role-playing build, so it's not going to be overly powerful. I'm also level 22. I'm going to start with a Deimos Belly 4, 2 Stroud Aculander 11s, and then a White Dwarf 3000, which I picked up at New Homestead in the Sol system. This replaced the original smaller, crappier engines that came with the Razorleaf. I'm going to grab 2 for this side, a matching pair on the other side. Moving on to the front of the ship, I've got a Horizon weapon mount. I'll attach that to the landing bay, matching one on the other side. Attached to this I have 4 CE-09 missile launchers. I wanted these for the crew capacity. Each of these gives half a crew capacity, so that gives me a crew capacity of 2. These missiles are fundamentally decorative. They'll only ever get 1 bar of power. Missiles aren't very useful in this game. Moving up to the next level, on top of the storeroom, I'm going to hit G. I'm going to take a HopeTech companionway. In front of the companionway, I'm going to shove a HopeTech Cap A. Behind the companionway, I'm going to use G. I'm going to attach to that a Deimos living quarters. Now here's where we need to go to New Homestead. We need to get a Nova Galactic living quarters 2x2. You cannot get that in your outpost shipbuilder. We very specifically want to attach this corner to the back here. It's very important because we need this to preserve the items we want inside. Otherwise, there's no point getting possibly the best living quarters in the game. On the following side here, we're going to use the attach method again. What we want is an overgalactic infirmary. But as you can see, it's trying to connect in the wrong spot. So we're going to switch back to a Nova Galactic Captain's Quarters. We're going to hit enter, it's placed in the position. We're going to select it, we're going to hit space, then we're going to use the arrow keys to move around until we see the words infirmary. Hit space, fantastic. We've forced the infirmary to use the door connection that I want. Moving on to the other side. Back door, Deimos living quarters, attachment method. We want a Deimos all-in-one berth. Moving on to the next side, again attachment method, again Deimos all-in-one berth. What we want are the 2 passenger slots and the 4 beds in each of these. So we've got 4 beds, 2 toilets for the crew. Fantastic. We're going to come to the corner of the all-in-one berth. We're going to hit attachment again. We're going to take a Hope Tech Captain's Quarters. Okay. Now, we need some more landing gear. This landing gear is purely decorative only. We're going to take a Hope 5 landing gear, 1 under the Captain's Quarters, and we're going to put 1 under the infirmary. It's looking pretty snazzy. We now want a Stroud braking engine. We want this because it is a full 1x1 size. The Deimos is a bit too small. We'll attach 1 here. We'll attach 1 here. On this inner gap, we're going to grab 1 of the 200 cm ballast cargo holds. 1 goes here. Matching 1 on the opposite side. 1 on the back of the all-in-one berth, and again matching on the other side of the living quarters. Right, let's spin around. Looking at the back of the ship now. We are going to grab a porthole aft, 1 behind the captain's quarters, 1 behind the infirmary, and we're going to take 1 and put it behind the central living quarters. Next we're going to grab our SG-30 shield, also behind the living quarters. We're going to take our multi-frequency scan jammer from the Red Mile, our Horizon weapon mount, and we're going to put that, you guessed it, right behind the living quarters. We're going to put a porthole top on top of the living quarters, and 1 on top of the infirmary. Grab a Nova Thruster array, 1 there, 1 there. We're starting to take shape. Okay. Next, we need to start attaching some weapons. We've got a Nova weapon mount. It has 2 PBO-30 auto electrons. We're going to attach 1 to the captain's quarters, and we're going to attach an identical 1 to the infirmary. We're looking pretty good so far. Now to go up to the working level, on top of the Hope Tech companionway, attachment method again, G. What we want is a Nova Galactic workshop, but it's connecting in the wrong spot, so we'll go back to the science lab, hit enter. Okay, we have a ladder forced all the way through now. We're going to select the science lab, hit space, use the arrow keys until it says workshop, hit space again. Fantastic. Unfortunately, we now have jump seats and some machinery in the way, so we can't actually walk around. So we're going to solve that by taking a porthole port. Put you here to get rid of the jump seats, grab a porthole starboard, put you on the opposite side to get rid of the machinery. Next, we are going to attach some weapons. We have Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors. We've got 6 of them. We're going to put 4 of them on the front using Horizon weapon mounts. This is why we do the Vanguard quest line. because these are possibly the best weapons you're going to get in the game. Matching pair on each side. We're going to grab the original cockpit, shove that on the front, right attached to the Nova Galactic Workshop. We need to head to the Deimos Star Yards. We want the Deimos Battle Stations, the 2x2. Gives us 6 crew stations, along with the 2 from the cockpit and the 1 from engineering for 9 possible crew stations. And each pair of weapons is going to give me 1 crew capacity, so I get 3 from the Vanguard Obliterators, I get 2 from the Auto Electron Beams, and the missiles give me another 2. So 3, 2, 2, 7. Okay. We're going to drop the battle stations right behind the workshop. Coming around the back here to the back corner here. We're going to hit G. We want a Nova Galactic Armory. It's in the perfect position. Okay. Now we need to start putting in some important ship stuff. I have a Tokamak X-120S reactor. It is just enough to power the ship as I want to run it. If you don't yet have Starship Design Rank 4, use the best Class A reactor you can fit. Same with the grav drive, which I put in the middle here, and I've got the 500T helium tank because it's going to match the rest of my design. As you can see, I've begun burying the shield, the scan jammer, and I'm about to start burying the rest of the vital ship systems, so it at least looks protected. I've got 2 Nova braces, and on top I've got a Deimos radiator. I'm going to use this to plug up the back of the system here. As you can see, we've got the jump drive, goes straight into a bracer, another bracer, a radiator. Moving around, I've got 3 Nova radiator tops, I've got a Hopetech nose B, and I have a Deimos wing A and a wing C. Yes, there's a lot of radiators. I like radiators. They look cool. Okay, these are now going to go across the top. One here, we're going to mirror the design on the opposite side. Assuming I can click correctly. Fantastic. Time to mirror the design. Okay. As you can see, we've now got our reactor buried, our helium buried, our shield is buried, our scan jammer is buried, only the grav drive is currently exposed. We're going to fix that by getting a Hopetech Pipes 4, Pipes A mid, behind that a Nova Bracer, a Deimos Spine A4, a Deimos Tail A, and our 2 remaining Vanguard Obliterators. That fits in perfectly here. Now all vital systems have been buried. We still have our original DT60 engines, which is good because we're not high enough level to buy better ones. We've attached them to a Nova radiator, and we're going to hang these at the back here, right off the Nova braces. So far we're looking pretty good. Unfortunately, the paint job is pretty crap. Doesn't look like the Razorleaf anymore, but we can fix that, because we kept the original cockpit and its paint job. So, double click on the cockpit, everything is selected, we're going to hit J, color up, we're going to hit left, right, we're going to hit T, left, right, T, left, right, enter. Fantastic, we are fully painted out in the original Razorleaf scheme. I've assigned the Vanguard Obliterators to Weapon 1, the PBO-30 autos to 2, and because they're purely decorative, the CE-09 missile launchers to Weapon 3. Normally I would save, but I'm going to cancel this now because it's already pre-built. In theory, I can have 9 crew. In practice, I have 4 because I've got Sarah Morgan on the crew, Vasco, Barrett, and Sam. Mass is just low enough that we can actually do some maneuverability. I really need better engines, but I'm not high enough level for that. And I don't have enough power for better shields. I can mostly power both particle systems, fully power the shields, mostly power the engines. Let's go have a quick outside tour and then do an inside tour of what the ship actually looks like. From the outside, it looks pretty intimidating. Probably a little bit too intimidating considering there is a sandstorm going on and I can't see anything in my outpost. Lots of nice light pipes. Fundamentally, this is a Deimos, Hopetech, and Nova Galactic build. It still resembles vaguely the original Razorleaf.
How can I be of service, Captain?
It fulfills my personal goals of
It is good to be back in our own.
a single ladder. I would prefer stairs, but you know, we have to make do. So, engineering B, we have the porthole in the floor that we can never see through because there's always light shining on it. I prefer this one because it is the computer style one for engineering B. The Hopetech storeroom actually has everything packed away nicely. There's no crap on the floor to make it difficult to get around, so that's why we went Hopetech. We have to put the storeroom on the ground because if we don't, if we try to put the storeroom on the second level, it will not put the ladder through the top. Companionway is also pretty nice, but unfortunately we've got flammable and explosive items. If I could, I'd swap them, but I can't. So they're stuck on this level. Mid-level is the living quarters. The Deimos is basically a giant kitchen, which was the entire reason I picked it. We look straight out the back, we can see our shield, our scan jammer. If we look up, we can see our grav drive. And should I follow the Starborn questline, apparently I can put some extra stuff up in there. I can see our helium tanks and we can see our reactor. Popping out this side, we have the best living quarters in the game. We have a pool table. We've got a nice table, chairs. We've got a small gallery, a coffee machine for the crew. We have the guest toilets. Some jump seats for passengers. Some desks to work at. We've got a full workout system, which somehow is, well, less useful than the same items from Fallout 4 because I can't use them. We got what looks like a meeting table. We have guest bedrooms or jump seats. We have a home theater set up. Popping out this door, we have the best infirmary in the game because it actually looks like you can see whoever you're doing surgery on. We have a research lab and a pharmaceutical lab. I'm sure they're actually useful in game, but I've never used them. Tables, chairs. Usually Sarah is sitting here, but not today. Skylight. A nice window, so if you actually end up here in the infirmary, you can look out the window and wish that you weren't in hospital. Popping through to the other side. For purely role-playing purposes, we've got 4 beds.
Hey, how are you?
We have a nice crew shower and toilet. Hello Cora, you're on this level today. Okay. We have a matching crew quarters here. So 8 possible beds for them, and then finally captain's quarters. This one actually feels a bit like a captain's quarters, but unfortunately it's a bit too messy for me. We have a table, some chairs for a meeting or chewing out the crew. A nice comfortable looking bed, to be honest. What looks like a workspace with a computer that doesn't work. We've got Captain's coffee machine, which is the main reason I picked this particular one over the Tayo. A nice couch. We have a bathroom that looks absolutely disgusting, and I would never leave it like this in real life. My captain is not a slob, let me clean this up. Of course a skylight, because Hope Tech is too dark for some reason. And again, big viewing window. So this level's fundamentally the living quarters, and that's the role-playing theme I wanted. We picked the Hope Tech companionway because honestly, look at this, it's so nicely stacked up. None of that crap on the floor like Deimos or Stroud has. Popping up onto the working level. Okay, we've got a little bit of crap in the corner here, but the jump seats are gone because we put the windows in. Hello, Andrea. We have this window put in to get rid of a massive chunk of machinery here, so now we can actually get around. We're going to pop into the battle stations. Deimos battle stations, usually most of the crew is here. I like this one the best out of all the battle stations. It actually looks like you're going to war. We have our...
I don't know about you, but a fella could do a lot worse in Constellation.
Thanks for that, Sam. We have our armory here. I like this one because it's got the mannequins. In theory, I can put up some spacesuits here. In practice, don't do that until you're absolutely sure that you're finished with the machine. Otherwise, the next time you do any updates to your ship, like, I know, upgrade your weapon, change the paint scheme, everything on the mannequins apparently disappears and is never seen again. Popping back through, we have our Nova Galactic Workshop. It's got a nice straight through path. This one actually looks like a workshop, which is mostly why I chose it. We have our spaceship workbench, industrial bench, weapon workbench. I've used the industrial bench, but not the other two. Hello, quick leveling so I could do crafting. We've got our water cooler. And this, yeah, I mean, it just looks like a workshop. And here we are with our original cockpit, jump seat, and holy crap, they're actually in here.
Got my attention, Captain.
Normally these guys never bother to come up here, but I guess they're here for the ride. I have enough power to mostly power all the important systems.
Alright, let's see what's out there.
This does look pretty cool when we take off.
There. Stable already achieved. Like a toy sailboat released into
Enough
a
power to
call.
drop 1 point into missiles, 1 point in the grav drive, shields fully maxed out. Both main weapons are mostly powered. They're auto, so they do great killing things. The missiles, they're mostly for show. Particle weapons basically destroy anything at this level or lower pretty easily. get attacked every time I leave my base, but I guess today RNGesus is feeling pity on me today. So here I am, Vessel 3B, Craftopia, which is basically where I have done most of my leveling up.
There may not be life here, but we should still be cautious.
Generally speaking, the only part of the game I'm really enjoying at the moment is tinkering with my ship. Finally, the sandstorm is gone. Up we go. So yeah, that is my upgraded Razorleaf. Hope you enjoyed the tour.